All right, I'm live on a Sunday. Um, posted the link in the chat. All right, let me just wait for a couple of people to get on. Let's see if it's on my Twitter. Hey, Brandon, what's up? You said you was gonna come on next time, so this is next time. So if you wanna come on, the link is right here in the chat. Let me see if I can let me pin it. Um, let's see, let me pin it. Um, pin this message. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read what's coming on the phone. Let me turn this ring on. Hey, baby. Wanna hop on? Um, the link is right there in the chat, per usual. Um, this is my birthday week, so I'm starting early. This is my birthday month, so yeah. Uh, let me see. I can't see shit without my glasses. We got checkmate.
What's up, Mango Mommy?
Hey, how you doing? Long time and no hear from. Have you been taking a break from Twitter? Oh, sorry, my headphones went out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been getting any of the notifications. Then I would see little clips like, what? They didn't had another
But I
Wake
haven't been.
Up.
But I know I probably did like two in the last month. Um, but this is my birthday month, so I decided to get on live today with my friend.
Oh,
Get
okay,
started
birthday
early.
girl. Well, happy 23rd birthday.
You know that's why I like you, checkmate.
You
um,
do. Look young
here we
as a
go.
spring chicken.
I'll be 41, you guys.
I'm sorry, you're wearing
41.
it well.
Thank you, sir. Um, hello, Rob. How you doing today? Uh, my birthday's on Saturday, so but I'm starting today. You know, it's just my birthday
Okay, so
started
you
the
got a
first of
whole
April.
week.
Yeah, no, my birthday started the 1st of April. As soon as April hit, that's it. Oh, look at Emia. Hey, MBO, how you doing? Oh my god. Now, this is the most people I've had like log on so quickly. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yep.
Can y'all hear me?
So
Good
let's see.
afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. All right, there you go. I was trying to see if they mics was on.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know if when you was last on, did you talk about the tank situation? With
well,
I hear a
this.
lot of people telling him to leave Mayweather and all of that.
Oh, we could talk about that. We kind of like touched on it a little bit, but
Yo,
I
Nayka,
see.
what's good, man?
Hey, Emia,
I
how you
heard the
doing?
Red Cup mommy was active, so I had to get up on here.
And you know this.
It's been a while since I've been on here, and
I know. I think the last time you was on here was on the freaking um Holly the boxing versus, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
probably
And you didn't ever do your the rap competition karaoke.
not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Cause my boy Al could, he wanted to turn it into, he want to battle everybody.
Who?
My co-host,
He wants to battle everybody for
he
rap
want to battle
rap
everybody.
karaoke. Oh, come on.
Yeah, he think he
All
nice
right,
like that.
baby. Well, I've been waiting for that because I'm trying to go two in a row.
You made a lot of people mad when you won my first competition.
That's oh well, too motherfucking bad. I knew my song selection was gonna be like A1. Like I think the song alone is what got it. But then,
What? What song did you do?
I did rap God.
Bohemian Rhapsody by
Bohemian
Queen.
Rhapsody by Queen. Yeah. I was
What? You can
thinking of recording
sing?
I can sing a little bit, but not like that to be bragging.
Yeah, play it
But it
down.
was
Play it
it was
down.
fun. I was drinking, so when I drink, I think I can sing, so it was fine.
Get that liquid courage.
Yeah,
Nah, but it
I'll
was
be
fun though.
Danny. I'll be 41. I'll be 41 on Saturday. So yeah,
You
I don't
you
mind.
you're not taking another excursion someplace?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm still planning because then also, I saw like the airport for Cancun. Everybody was like, it wasn't even a freaking gunshot, but everybody was acting up. And, like I guess some signs fell, and they thought it was like gunshots in the Cancun airport. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I saw that.
I'm like,
I think it was actually gunshots because didn't a couple people
was
get
it?
killed?
I
Yeah, they said a
don't know.
couple of people got killed in that Mexican airport.
Oh Lord, like, that's where I wanted to go again.
Because one of them was American, so you know that makes the news when an American gets killed somewhere.
So what's been going on Twitter with like the boxing thing? Because I've been like in and out. I just hopped back on Twitter like April 1st, so
You ain't missing shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much right.
Yeah,
But
you ain't
I've
really
been
missing
so
shit.
MIA from Twitter. I really sporadically, I don't, you know what I mean? I haven't really been active like that. Boxing, I love boxing so much, but it's been so negative with the promotions, with the just the negativity from boxing media, the propaganda. It just, taking all the thrill and the fun away from it.
Well, to me, boxing ain't really been fun since Deontay Wilder been gone. Like,
oh
ain't
god,
really shit going on. Ain't
no,
really shit
I
but
going
gotta
on
like
right now.
agree.
no, but Brandon said, like he said, there's a lot of good fights this month of April. April's the best month, so there are a lot of good fights this month. So let's
I
get a
mean,
little bit.
there's been great fights. I think with Deontay Wilder, like, yeah, sure, he's exciting. The heavyweight division was dead before and it's dead now. I haven't cared about that division ever, really. Like, I think there's a bunch of phenomenal fights this month. We're getting Errol Spence Jr.'s return finally, so there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, Spence versus Ugas is a great fight, but is it a sexy fight?
A
You
sexy
know,
fight.
I like sizzle. You know, for me, I like big fights. I like
But it's
pageantry.
not a lot of shit talking. It's not really like a big buzz. I get what you're saying. Like
Yeah, it's not like
it's not
no
really.
sexy fights.
Yeah. Nobody's been really talking shit for these fights that are coming up in this month. To
Yeah,
be
I
honest, like
do. I do love Fundora versus Lubin. I love that fight.
that's this Saturday, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
this Saturday.
I
Yeah,
love
like
that
none
fight.
of the fights that are for this month, nobody's been like really selling it.
Yeah,
I
It,
thought that well, it's because Errol Spence is not really a big shit talker, not Ugas is neither. So, like,
Ugas is
okay,
not a big shit talker, but he's a talker. Well,
no,
he's a typer.
he's
He
a
don't ever shut
typer.
up.
He's a tweeter. Yeah, he's a tweeter.
Yeah,
But he's not a
yeah.
big shit talker, because I guess his English is not that good. So, like, they haven't been really selling
I
that fight, to
expect a
be
good
honest.
fight though.
I wonder how
But
the
I
fight is
expect it to
doing.
be, people expecting, Earl to fall off. Old, he's looking old and this. And I see so much negative tweeting about him. But the thing I think is, again, it's going to be a good fight. Ugas is not a pushover, but Earl is going to be victorious.
I think
wait,
Earl
wait.
gonna beat his ass. To be honest with you,
Man,
this
you
this
know,
this is this is the first Ugas fight in a long time where he's not the bigger guy. So I want to see how he's gonna react to that.
I don't know if he's gonna beat his ass, but because I don't think Ugas is like a pushover like that, where Errol's gonna beat his ass.
Now Ugas not a
He's gonna give him a good.
pushover,
He's gonna
but
give him a
let's
good
keep it
fight, but I don't
real.
say beat his ass. Like when you say
He's the
beat his ass,
Yeah, but
like
Ugas is
it's
the
not gonna.
weakest of the champs at 147.
I mean, being the weakest though in comparison to Bud and Spence isn't really like a bad thing.
It depends on how you look at Bud.
So, Vivi, because you're a big fan of your guy Shakur, like, do you think that fight has like a big buzz of it? Like, they're not talking shit neither. They're not
Nah, ain't
doing,
no
they're not.
buzz.
They're not
Nah,
really
no.
settling
See,
either.
see, that's my thing, right? Like recently, there hasn't really been any. This is why we need Benavidez versus Plant because they genuinely hate each other. They're gonna talk shit. Like nobody's really talking shit, making me like excited for the build up. Like I'm excited for Shakur versus Valdez. It's a great fight and my favorite fighter. But like, there's no like. I'm looking forward to the fight. I'm not really looking forward to anything before it. I'm looking for the fight, then I get it over with it. Like with Benavidez and Plant or like Charlo fight stuff like that. You know they're gonna talk shit and it's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
I like the build up. We don't have no build up for these fights at all.
Even the
Yeah.
fight with Tank and Rolly, I think Tank is just over it. Tank is like, yo,
Yeah,
I'm
because
just
like,
fighting this motherfucker. Let me just get this out of the way.
well, he tweeted, like they wanted him to fight Rolly because they know that's his last fight on the contract. So he's like,
Yeah.
he's over it, like you
Now,
said.
this is what I had to. This is my thought. People are really up in arms. Oh, Tank hasn't been fighting people. You got to understand. 4 fights ago versus Gamboa, Tank was still going through his growing pain. Going through had so many problems outside the ring, going through the weight issues, and I guess with the Floyd like when you take this serious, we put you in where we know you're going to be successful. Sometimes people get successful so early and then they burn out. It's sort of like an Adrian Broner type of situation. So with the Tank thing, I think is now time because I'm not really into the Rolly fight. I just want to see him decapitate him. That's it, right?
You think
But
that
I
you think
think
that
after that, we
you think that Adrian was a burnout, or he was just more of like he
I
just got into his,
No, Adrian
like,
Broner is very
I don't.
talented, but he didn't at certain point he stopped taking things seriously. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
just
but
all a
I
big
wouldn't
party
consider
for
that a
him.
burnout. Yeah, I don't think that's a burnout. I feel like burnout is like you fighting the best and your body's getting, like, pummeled and put through it,
No,
and
he
burn. That's what I think of when I hear burnout. He is just like he just started partying and like started living the life of the
And
money
he
that he was
couldn't
getting.
balance. Yeah, he couldn't
Yeah,
balance boxing and
he,
personal.
yeah.
and
So
he
that wasn't
he was
burnout.
too
That was
focused on
him.
being a well, I mean, his he flamed out, meaning, you know what I mean? He has so much potential, but he start wanting to live that lifestyle, that superstar lifestyle in the streets and so forth. Now, the thing about it is, once really after that Maidana loss, he had never been the same. He has been gun shy ever since. I think it's probably embarrassment, I don't, whatever the case may be. But Tank was kind of, you know what I mean? The things that he was doing outside the ring and not really being focused and motivated, and now he's been motivated. You can see, his weight has been spot on. Everything he's been doing things the right way. So they had to get the Rolly thing out of the way, whatever the case may be. It's But after that, I think we're gonna see Tank on a murderous row. I think we're gonna see Tank chop down the tree. Now, I am a little disappointed because again, you got Devin is going for undisputed, but I felt like Tank could have had that fight with Cambosis. You know what I
But I
mean?
saw
Tank could
him
have
tweet
had
something
the
of.
Loma fight previously.
I saw
Go ahead.
Tank tweet something about having, like, getting the winner of the Haney and Cambosis fight.
As he
So
should, because
yeah,
listen, the WBA, they claim that they only want one champion per division. So why the fuck is Tank fighting all these mandatories instead of them ordering Tank versus Cambosis? Like, I don't even understand what the WBA is doing. If you really want one champion per division, then you should have been ordered Tank versus Cambosis. But they're dragging their feet with that.
Absolutely.
so what do you think he's
Absolutely.
gonna do after this fight, if he parts ways with Mayweather promotion?
No, no, no. They already settled all of that.
What they say? I missed it. What
Well, Coach Calvin Ford was talking about it recently on a podcast. Like all that stuff, they already chopped it up. It's much ado about nothing. They're still gonna do business together. I just think Tank is just not interested in this Rolly fight. It's because he doesn't respect Rolly as a fighter. If
I
you look
agree.
at
No, but
when they
I don't think it's
first
just that. He's
no, but
been
look at when they
he's been
first
at
announced the
odds with
fight.
Mayweather for a long time, though. You don't.
But he's not really at odds with Mayweather per se. If you think about it, he's just frustrated at the fight. Because if you think about the press conference that they had when they first announced the fight before, Rolly doing his antics, and Tank is like, yo, look at this guy. This guy's not serious. This guy's not a boxer. He's not a serious boxer. Like,
No, but you don't remember all the like in some of the past fights when like there were like articles and stuff about or him himself saying like sketchy things about Mayweather, like how he's not happy and he
Well, let me give my opinion
he's
on that.
it's not a good thing over there. I don't think there's a good business
Well,
relationship between the two over there, to be honest.
well,
But he's
well,
happy that
look
this
at
is his
this.
last fight with them.
I think Floyd made a lot of mistakes because he's kind of new to this. He's used to promoting himself, so he's not that hands-on type of promoter. So he's made a lot of mistakes, and he's kind of like been overwhelming, and a lot of times he would overshadow Tank and not allow Tank's personality to shine because every time they were at a press conference, it would be Mayweather talking. So he kind of
Yeah.
sunned him.
Oh my
However,
God.
but look at it from this perspective. Even with those mistakes, he made Tank the cash cow of the division. Even with those mistakes, Tank is still ahead of his class where everybody is calling his name, wanting a piece of what Tank got. So even those with those mistakes. So imagine all of a sudden now Tank's growing, maturing. Mayweather understand he has to step back a little bit, and they'll allow these big fights to happen. My thing is I don't want Mayweather promotion to get to start having this personal contest against these other promotions out. Now I'm not going to get this fight. I don't want to get this fight, whatever the case may be, because I've been hearing a lot of chatter and I just stay out of it. But the thing is, Tank has to go through that murderer's role to secure his legacy. Now going forward, Tank is already making minimum $5 million a fight, minimum, and we don't know what he's getting on the back end from Showtime. You know what I'm saying? So when he re-up, whether his contract is up, maybe they was using this as a negotiation ploy. Maybe they go ahead, let's get this Rolly fight. Now, guess what, Showtime?
I think his mic went on. And the internet didn't like what you were saying. Checkmate.
I don't think Tank is
You
really.
really to fight,
Okay.
the
I
so
don't think Tank is having issues with Floyd. If you look at the way Tank and Floyd's relationship has grown over the years, you could see like the reverence that Floyd looks at Tank. Like Floyd really looks at Tank so proudly. Basically the work that they've done. When
I
Tank,
don't see that.
I see it all the time. Look at the way he looks at him
I
in the
see him.
corner. Look at the way he talks about Tank. He like
I see him like, get out the way. Let me get the mic. Like, and this is Mayweather promotion. Like, this is,
no, but
that's
but
what I
but
see. I
but
don't
we
see.
need that. We need that. See,
No,
see.
Mayweather is not
Uh,
the fighter anymore. He needs to promote
he's
his
not the
fighters.
fighter anymore, but Mayweather is still a name that if you could attach your name to Mayweather, you're gonna do big things.
Not
I
for
think
nothing.
I
Who
think
else
Mayweather
is
has,
on that roster that he's promoting?
but
Let's
look,
just
they
no.
they promote a lot of kids locally. They still
Come
they
on,
just
man.
signed Jalil Hackett, who's a blue chip
Who?
prospect. I
Name me
think
some
what
people who
Mayweather
are in the mix
does,
right now that he is promoting. Like he had a couple of big name fighters that they just like fell off the radar. He
well,
don't
what do we
promote.
call big names? Like what you
Well,
think Battle Jack is a big name?
it was a more known name, but he didn't promote him as well. I don't even think he's not with him anymore, right?
No, he's with
no, it's
Pro
not.
Bellum now. But if
Because
you look,
he wasn't getting promoted
no,
like
because
Mayweather.
Pro Bellum giving him a lot of money at this stage of his career. I don't blame Battle Jack.
Nobody really even knew Badu Jack was with Mayweather.
No,
He don't,
everybody knew
because
that. Come on, man.
I remember getting into it with you about this before because you are a Mayweather promotions advocate. I remember this. And I was
because
just like,
because because if you look at what Mayweather Promotions is actually one of the few promoters that actually promote. Like if you look at people in the promotion game, they have a
they
lot
only
of
promote
respect.
one fighter. To me, they only promote one fighter,
No,
and
because
that's
you
Tank.
guys only look
And
at
then
tech. You guys don't look
they
at all
barely
the
do that
Friday
because
night shows, all the club shows that they do. They are big
nobody knows
on
anybody else is on that
promotion.
roster. I'm being real. Nobody knows
No,
who else is
nobody.
on the Mayweather
Listen,
roster.
nobody yet. But they got the kids coming. Wait
Oh my
till
God.
Jaleel Hackett.
Mm.
Wait for Jalil Hackett. He is going to be a blue chip prospect. Mayweather Promotions is building guys from the ground up, and what they do is, see, they do the smart thing. They don't try to put guys who aren't ready in a main event on TV. They're not asking Al Heyman for these spots. What they are doing is they are building guys off TV, how guys are supposed to be built, and then when they're ready for prime time, you're gonna
Name me
start
some
seeing
names.
them.
Name me some names.
I told you, look out for Jaleel Hackett.
That's it.
He's the guy.
I said
He's
name
the
plural. I
guy.
said
Listen,
plural. I said name me some
in
names.
boxing, all you need is one.
See, no, and that's
All
all
you
they
need is
promote. To
one.
me, they only promoting one, and that's Tank, and that's if Tank is lucky, because if Mayweather feel like showboating that day, he's gonna take the mic, and that's all she wrote. Like
Okay. Like
Listen,
I
he
said, I
don't
think they
to me
both
I
you're
had
would
really
growing
love for
pains.
promoters to be like Mayweather and get out there and promote the damn fighter.
Listen,
At
I
least
like I said,
Mayweather shows up to all these fights.
I,
It don't
like I
matter
said,
how big or how small these guys are. Mayweather is at their fights. Ellaby is at their fights. These guys are working hard behind the scenes, but a lot of people don't see it because they're keeping these kids off of TV. Not everybody needs to fight on these 10-hour cards like the zone fighters.
I
That's
don't
it.
even I don't even hear Mayweather when he's at these press conferences and stuff for Tank, or after the fights when he's in the ring and he's speaking. He is like, look out for so and so, one of my fighters in the TNT stable or whatever. He don't do that.
Mayweather
I
don't
just
call your name unless he think you're ready. Everybody knows
I'm
that about
sorry.
Floyd. Mayweather
Okay,
don't
but
call your
that's
name.
what
He
let
don't
me
call
ask
I
you
your
this,
name unless he
Mango.
I don't
think you're
see it.
ready.
I don't see it. I
Let
don't
me
see it.
ask you this: compare Tank's reign on Mayweather Promotions. Compare him to the others who are on the zone. Look what has happened to Devin on the zone. Look what has happened to Andre on the zone. Look, they just disappear. I mean, it's just like this where fighters go to die. It's like retirement home for fighters. All the Devin Haney promotion came from himself and his father on social media. That's it. Eddie Hearn and the zone put nothing into that. You know what I mean? And you got to look at obviously with Bob Arum, you know what I mean, and the MBF list. Look what happened. That's what happened to Bud's career. Bud's career has been sabotaged, just like many of the top black fighters has been sabotaged. Rashidi Ellis just left the zone, and now he's signed with PBC. So we got to look. Is it greener grass gonna be greener on the other side for Tank with these other promotions when they're not putting that time and effort into these others? And when Shakur had to stalk Valdez to get that fight because they were trying to give that to Neverati. You know what I'm saying? And Shakur was saying, hey, if Bob don't want him to fight him, he don't, he's keeping away from me. So this has been the pattern. So what would happen if Tank actually signed with these guys?
I
What would
don't
they do
think.
with his
First of all,
career?
I don't think Tank needs to sign with a promoter per se. To me, right now, Tank is big enough to the point where he can be by himself. All he
He can go like the
needs,
Canelo route, like just do like
yeah,
one fight, two fight
all
deals.
he needs is Al Heyman. You know,
Oh,
Tank
he ain't
not
leaving
beefing with
Al.
Al Heyman.
He is
Tank is
not
not
leaving
beefing with
Al.
Floyd. Like people are making it seem like these guys are beefing. They're not beefing.
I just remember things in the news and things that he said out his own mouth. So it's not made up. Like there's friction
Well,
there.
a lot
There's
of that
definitely friction there.
narrative.
But
I,
you are a Mayweather Promotions advocate. I remember it came back to me. We got into this before on Twitter.
because as
Because I
we have
said
learned,
you got mad
but
at me when
Nayka,
I said
what
that
have
he
we
didn't
learned
promote.
about boxing media over the last few years? A lot of these boxing media,
But
they're
I'm
not
talking about
honest
what came out
people.
of. I'm talking about what came out of Tank's mouth,
Let's talk about
the
what Tank
horse's mouth.
really
I'm not.
says.
I'm not speaking about the media.
But let's talk about what Tank really says. He's not happy with this fight, and he's not happy that they haven't put the tickets on sale yet. And he should be happy with that because he's listen. They want him to trust in the plan, but he's getting antsy because, like he said, these motherfuckers act like I'm Michael Jackson. Like as soon as they put the tickets on sale, it's gonna sell out in 5 minutes. He's getting worried. He doesn't want to have a bad show, but if Ella B and whoever it is that's running that part of the business believes that they're gonna do a great gate no matter what, then it is what it is. That's why fighters fight, and that's why promoters promote. I don't think.
I don't know.
I listen.
I just remember
How well versed do you think
that's why
Tank
that's
is?
it
How
just
well
came to
versed do you
me.
think Tank is in the promotion game and organizing events? I don't think Tank knows much about that, to be honest with you.
No, he doesn't. But I know that he doesn't want it to be Mayweather anymore. He's made
Correct.
it. He's
Correct.
yeah. So
As he
I thought
should.
yeah. So I that's what I'm saying. Like there's friction there. Like he
But
doesn't
that don't
want
mean they're beefing though.
Mayweather steering anything for him anymore.
People making me say, "Oh my God, look, Tank is leaving. He's beefing with Mayweather." I didn't get that from Tank's comments. I
No,
really
not just
didn't
these
get that from
Nah.
comments.
Tank's comments.
Old comments from old past fights. It's not just from this fight. It's from past fights.
How long ago we talking? We
Yeah.
talking what, years?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Ain't no, oh, come
Okay.
on,
Well,
because the little things that he's saying now kind of like allude to the same things that he was saying. So
the thing,
before,
I just think that when these big fights are happening around him, but then he has to fight to someone that he doesn't respect as a skillful fighter, the
Yeah.
media is giving him hell, fans are giving him hell. He just wants those big legacy fights, and he's going to get them. Like I said, his contract is renewed, and Mayweather and Al Heyman lined out these lineup for these next fights with these super fights. Tank is going to. I mean, you can't deny it. What's going to come down the pipe? You
Listen,
know
we
what I'm
know
saying?
what Tank
So,
wants. Coach Calvin
right.
Ford already been telling you what Tank wants. The
So
fight
y'all
that they
think
want
Absolutely. The
most,
Loma,
they
so
want the
forth.
Lomachenko fight. That's the fight
Absolutely.
they want the most.
so Brandon just hopped on. Brandon Calhoun is the one.
so? Do y'all think?
What are your thoughts at? What are your thoughts on Tank and Mayweather?
So do y'all think Floyd is sabotaging his career? Because I feel like he is, in my opinion. Y'all go ahead and disagree, but in my opinion, I feel like he is sabotaging his career.
Well, let me ask you,
But
how could he has been
why do you
sabotaged?
say why do you think that? You have to give your reason why
All right.
because
Well, the press conference, for example. There you go, hunched up, talking to Tank. You know, this and that, and the third. I'm like, my nigga, can you just shut up and let the man talk? And not only that, Floyd be hella nervous when Tank's fight, especially if Tank is down maybe about 2 or 3 rounds. There he go clapping. It's like, my nigga, can we just focus on the fight? Don't worry about Tank. I'm like, can
Well,
that shit right there? It fuels me as a boxing fan. I don't like to see that shit. I really don't.
But tell me
but
how
I,
he's
I don't
sabotaging
see
his
that as
career. All
yeah.
you're telling
I
me
don't
is
see
what you
any.
don't like to see from Floyd. Tell me how he's sabotaging his career. That's because that's a high charge.
All right, Tank is almost what 30. He's like what
The
27.
There's a big difference between 27 and
positions
30.
again, huh?
3 years.
Uh,
Okay.
all right, well, but
Nayka, are you turning 41? You turning 45?
I'm turning
no, she's turning
41. Just
41.
like what?
Wait,
There's a big
45?
ass
Hold up. No, not
exactly.
45.
There's a big ass difference. There's a big ass difference, right? Shit,
He
you
said
saying
I'm
20?
t-
45.
You
He
saying
said,
27, 30? It's like the same number. That's a big difference.
all right, all
no,
right.
but you know why I say that because when I'm online arguing with people on Twitter and they want to call me old, sometimes they're like 3 years younger than me. So it's just like,
Right,
get the fuck out of here. I'm only 3 years older than you. How am I just I'm an old lady now because I'm 3 years older
right.
than you? Get the fuck out of here. So
Nah,
that's
I
why I
think they're
say that.
Well,
jealous.
you never see
They're
me arguing
jealous
with
because
women
your
on
boys
boxing
is.
Twitter anyway.
No, but
I
I'm just
say
saying, like that's
I
why I
save my
say
argument
like,
for the DMs.
when you say 27 is not that far from 30, I'm like, like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's a big leap from 30. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like right
Nah.
there. So
right.
In boxing years, it's a big. A lot can happen in 3 years in
I've
boxing. I'm gonna
literally
say
had
that.
people that are like 38 or something like that call me old. I'm like, my guy, I'm fucking 2 years older than you. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you can't think
And
of
looking
nothing else to
beautiful
say.
too.
You nothing else to say but call me old, and I'm 2 years older than you. Get out of here. Like seriously,
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
yeah.
Yeah, but my man, you were still saying I still don't see how you feel like he's been sabotaged
Yeah,
because he's put him
sabotage
in
is a that's
position
that's a loaded
where
word
he
right
is
there.
the Tank is the face of those divisions. His
Oh,
talent, I mean, his talent is already proven. So
yeah.
now remember, he wasn't emotionally mature or ready. He was blowing up in between fights. Tank is on a path now. You know, he's
Yeah.
on that path to greatness.
And
Sometimes
then
people mature at different levels. So now when we get the Loma fights, when we get all these other big fights, you're going to see he's prepared and everything happened when it was time. So
Right.
you got to understand, him and Floyd may have clashed because Floyd is super disciplined and Tank
Yeah.
wasn't. So that may
and
have
then
been
and
the
then
essence of a lot of things, you know?
also while you answer that, Bobby wants to know what fight was he down 2 or 3 rounds.
No, no, I was giving an example. No, I didn't say he was
Okay.
down 2 or 3 rounds. No, I was just giving an example.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
because you said that Mayweather be nervous when he's down 2 or 3 rounds or something like that. I thought that was what you said. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Uh,
So
well,
they wanted to know what fight was he down 2 or 3 rounds. Maybe his last fight, right? Or no? Maybe I'm
I
looking at
think
him.
we all want Tank to be in those super fights. Like I said, I think he's maturing now. If you look at it, he's not struggling to make weight. He's not blowing up in between fights, and I think that dedication is going to show improve.
Big facts.
Um,
Yeah.
so so when we see the next 4 fights from Tank, that's going to define his legacy. When I say it's going to define his legacy, meaning he's going to have some really truly legacy defining fights. And at that particular time, the media, it's going to be make or break at that time because you can't be on the fence saying Tank is not this and Tank is not that, but he just beat your favorite fighters.
Hmm.
So those fights are coming.
I got you.
You're not gonna win arguing with MVO because
No,
I
no,
clearly
no, no, no.
remember. I clearly remember now. He was so upset when I say, Mayweather doesn't promote anybody. Like nobody can think of the
Right.
names like anybody else on the roster who he promotes. And MVO jumped on me something crazy. I'm just like, hey, who name me some names? Like nobody knows anybody else is on the roster that he promotes.
Okay.
It's just Tank, and that's it. And then when he does promote Tank, it's really Tank and him. He's still promoting himself. Like he still want to be in the limelight.
Right.
In my opinion. In my opinion. So
All right.
um so so what else is buzzing in the boxing news? Um I've just been peeking in and out on.
And
Well,
I think. My bad, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, my brother.
Uh, it's a lot of fights this month, and the one I really, 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 really want to see is Amanda and Katie Taylor. That's the fight I really, really want to watch.
Oh, that's here. That's in April as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
When is it?
Ooh,
April 30th.
Ah,
that's the day after
The
my
same, the
birthday.
same. It's the same day as the Valdez and Shakur fight. So
That's
yeah,
another
this
tough. Ooh.
April is packed. April is a beautiful month. April is,
it's a good month to turn 41.
Yes,
Yes, we
yes,
sir.
know. We
Yes,
know.
sir. My
Now,
ass
are you
turning
going to watch
22.
any boxing on your birthday night?
well, there's fights on my birthday, so I don't know. Maybe I might go. I might try to make one of the fights that are on my birthday, because I actually took off like the day before my birthday, which is a Friday, and then I took the following week. So I might go see a fight and then maybe go to an
Oh,
island
okay.
like the following week. So
Does
Yeah.
anybody care about Triple G versus Murata?
No, not
Uh,
me.
nah, nah.
Not me.
Uh-uh.
And you
It's
know
Nope.
funny.
what?
I had a
Triple G's
dream. I
birthday.
had a dream he lost to Murata. I
No, he
swear to
he
God,
fights this
2 days ago, I
weekend,
had a
right?
dream he lost to Murata, and I had a dream that Charlo was fighting Murata.
He fights this weekend on the 9th, right? On my
Yes,
birthday.
in
His birth
Japan.
his birthday is actually the 8th. He's an Aries as well.
Oh
Who,
damn.
Triple G?
Yeah, his birthday is April 8th. So
That
he'll
Damn.
be
old
fighting the day
bastard.
after his birthday. Did you call him an old
I,
bastard?
Yeah, he an
uh,
old bastard.
No, we're not
talking
gonna
about
do that.
Triple G.
We're not gonna do ages of
Yeah, his
and
old. Don't get me started. Do not get me started with Triple
we're
G.
not gonna
No.
hop on a fellow Aries, especially his birthday being the day before mine. We're not gonna do that, all right?
Okay.
Nah, but
All right.
All
I really didn't even think about it until you brought it up. I really have no interest in that fight. Think about it. We don't know anything about Murata. We know nothing about him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Also, y'all caught Oscar De La Hoya with Jaime Mugia. He said he won't allow Jaime Mugia to fight unless the zone is a part of it.
Hey,
So
listen,
that's the
that's his
reason why he pulled
prerogative,
out.
but it's going to
Right.
limit his opportunities.
Well, that's why the
Yeah.
Charlo fight wasn't made, right? Because
Yeah,
they didn't
Yeah.
include zones.
They
which
Yeah.
is a
offered
shame
him.
when you think about it, because
And
everything
it
was
sucks
agreed
too.
to,
Damn.
and then Oscar comes in at the 11th hour. Oh, we need the zone involved in the U.S. and on pay-per-view. Well, the fight wasn't going to be on pay-per-view, so why would you want to make it pay-per-view if it's not going to be pay-per-view? I think fans should be mad at that. You was about to get a great fight for free, and then Oscar jumped in saying, "No, we want it on the zone pay-per-view."
Yeah,
Like
when he did
what?
that,
Yeah.
oh, I was so pissed. I was so angry when
Like
he
I
did that
don't get
shit.
why more people weren't upset about that.
And like, what's happening with the zone? Because they're
Because
losing all these big fights because, like, Haney, he's the deal now is with for the
Yeah, look what
Cambosos
happened
fight
with
is
Haney.
is
They
is
couldn't
Yeah.
get
with
the rights.
ESPN.
They
Yeah,
couldn't get the rights in Australia, so they didn't want to fight at all.
yeah. So
I don't know what. I honestly, I don't know what's going on with the zone. There's like no rhyme or reason to what they're doing. They're willing to pay a
right.
whole bunch of money to get Triple G versus Murata, but guess what? It's not going to be on the zone in Japan. And it's not going to be on the zone in Kazakhstan. So why are you deciding I'm going to pay 15 million for this fight, but I'm not going to pay 5 million for Haney versus Cambosis
yeah,
when you
Yeah.
could be the main
Nah.
broadcaster in the U.S.
that wasn't good plan. That was a stupid move.
Mm-mm.
That's
That was very fun.
that's disrespectful. That shows that they don't really care about their fight. Again, it's the same
Can
thing
you
with
believe
Andre.
the Ryan Garcia fight is pay-per-view in Canada?
I thought that was hilarious. I saw that.
No,
I
that.
couldn't believe that.
I thought that is hilarious.
What
Like,
about
come
Ryan
on, man.
Garcia or Manuel Tago was Canadian that they feel like they have
Yes,
to
the
charge Canadians
Yeah.
pay-per-view? Like I don't even understand what the zone is doing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they really fucking
yeah,
up.
You
I
know,
that's
just
people
know
want to
crazy.
that I
complain about.
listen. I canceled my subscription because they didn't give me no good fights for a long time. When I contacted them, they told me to send them a DM, and then they never DM me back. So
But
clearly
these
they
Canelo
don't
fights are
care.
on the zone, right?
Say that again.
The Canelo fights, they're on the zone, right?
Yeah, but I don't care about Canelo Bivol. So I can live without seeing Canelo versus Bivol because it's on pay-per-view anyway. So if I really wanted to see it, all I gotta do is buy the
You pay
pay-per-view.
the pay per view, yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like it's gonna come with my subscription. I'm not losing out
it,
on anything.
and people have constantly been talking about, well, who is Charlo fought? The thing about it, if Charlo went after Canelo, he ducked him. He went after GGG, he ducked him. He went after Munguia, he ducked him.
Well, I look at it this way with
Down him for the
Charlo.
fights and
I'm
regardless of
still
the fighters, that are
well,
ducking
I'm
him.
still disappointed with Charlo because at the end of the
In what
day,
aspect?
nobody gives a fuck about this Sulecki fight. You could have still fought
Selecki.
Lara or Adames, in my opinion. I would have
You feel like
accepted
both
those
of those
fights.
fights are better?
It's much better than Sulecki. Sulecki is unacceptable. That is an unacceptable fight. I'm
Su,
sorry.
wait, is Sulecki better than Adames?
I haven't seen anything that showed me that he's better than Adames.
I haven't seen anything that says Adames is better. I equate them to be on the same level.
Well, Adames is the guy that's in line for the mandatory,
Yeah,
so
but aren't they putting him
he
against
must be better
Janibek?
now.
Are they putting him against that dude? Hey, yo, where's my steak, bro?
Yo, when you coming to the city, nigga?
April 30th, man. Get my steak, man.
April. Oh, you going to the
April?
fight?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
No, wait. So
Is that
where
lefty?
y'all gonna get steaks from?
Is that lefty?
Oh, you
No, that's
pulling up,
Jimmy.
Nayka?
I might.
Okay. Oh,
For
you
the for
pulling
the
up?
for the Amanda Serrano fight,
Yeah,
that fight, I might. I
I was
might.
yeah.
thinking about going to the
Cause
fight,
then
but
I'm
then
gonna
I
celebrate this.
realized
I'm gonna celebrate this home run. So I might pull up. I don't know.
I was thinking about going to the fight, but then I realized I don't know if I could sit through women's boxing live.
Oh come on, maybe you'll stop
I
that.
don't
You
know if
know,
I could do that.
Hey, wait, Nike, your birthday is what? Friday?
this Saturday.
Saturday.
I'm celebrating the whole month. So what do you mean?
Yo, fucking women, I swear to God.
I don't care. You know what? I'm the type of person like I don't really like I don't ask for anything like on Valentine's Day. Just you can give me a card, I'll be happy. But on my birthday, I
Give me the
need to
whole
be
month.
like, yeah, you gotta acknowledge it's my fucking birthday. Like that's my day. You know, so I don't want to hear it. So boom,
Women
I'm
don't have a
starting
birthday; they
early.
have a birth month.
But you know what?
Right.
Men do it too. It ain't just women. Men do it too.
Hey, ain't no men celebrating their birthday all month. Come on
Yes,
now.
they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Not
Especially,
unless,
I be seeing a lot of shit on Twitter. That shit comes on my timeline. And
not
men do
unless,
it
not,
too.
not unless they mooks.
Hey, yo, what's in that mug, yo?
Today I have. Did I put Tito's? No, this is Bacardi rum and cranberry juice.
Ooh,
Yeah,
are you on your Puerto Rican side
Puerto
today?
Rican
Very
rum,
pretty.
Puerto Rican
Very
Word.
rum,
pretty.
and
You on your Puerto Rican side today?
Puerto Rican rum and cranberry juice. So somebody asked earlier, who do y'all have? Let me see. Here we go here. Shields. Hold on. Who do we have for Shields or Marshall?
Shields
Uh,
my way,
I got
so
Shields. I think Shields gonna smoke her.
Even after this like knockout that Marshall had this
Yeah,
weekend.
yo,
yeah.
yo, if you ever looked at her resume, she knocking out nothing but turkeys, yo.
Yeah,
And because
you
it
know
was like
it's
they're really trying
crazy.
to stretch. They try reaching with this knockout she had Saturday.
It's
And
crazy
I'm
to
just
me
like,
that Savannah Marshall, her whole existence is I beat Clarissa Shields when she was 17. Like
yeah,
you would think that Shields hasn't beat Marshall before. Shields has a winning record in the amateurs against Marshall. Marshall just beat her the one time when she was 17, but Shields whipped her ass every other time.
I didn't even know that. Okay, they made it seem like that was the only time they fought.
No,
That's how
no,
you know.
no, no,
That's
no,
how you
no,
know
no,
you
no.
good. That's how you know you good when somebody beats you one time and it's like
Yeah,
it's a
that's her whole
celebration.
claim to fame.
Enjoy yourself.
yeah, she
Like, come
hangs on to
on.
that like that's her badge of honor right there.
But
She,
them UK people,
Nah.
they was
oh,
all over Shields yesterday because Shields brought the wagon with her. They ain't know Shields had it like
She
that.
really. I ain't gonna lie to you. She really did though.
Yeah, man, she brought the wagon with her. I was like,
She's
Nah.
definitely she definitely ain't start cutting weight. Yeah.
okay.
And yo,
Yeah.
it's funny thing is when we were at Joshua versus Ruiz, when JR saw in the dress, yo, he was going to risk it all, man. It was hilarious, yo.
Listen, I be
do
telling
you think?
people,
Do you think that she could knock Marshall out?
no, no,
No.
no,
She
no,
was
Nah,
no,
she's
no.
not a knockout artist, but I think she's gonna put it on her
I
though.
wish that she
I
was though,
think
because
her hands are her hands is
I
too
would love for
fast.
her to be. I would love for her to be a knockout artist. That
she
I
would be
feel
really
like
didn't
she
nice.
sit
don't sit
down
on
on
her
her shots
punches
though.
enough to be a knockout artist because
Mm.
she's like a get in, get out kind of fighter.
Yeah,
Do
but
you
she's definitely.
think?
I definitely think
I
she's gonna
feel
beat her though.
I've seen a couple of UK fans and everybody, a lot, too many people to be honest, saying that Marshall was going to knock out Shields, and
Well, because they
just
hype.
off of the fight they had this weekend, that she had
Yeah,
this weekend.
they hype.
I'm like, really?
And yo, UK
I
fans always do that. They give one fighter that's okay, like a dude like Conor Ben knocking out Chris Algieri, and all of a sudden he can take the welterweight division by storm. Like, yeah, they can miss me with that, yo.
Dude, Ted Cheeseman was just the face of UK boxing. Come on, man.
Bro,
I
listen,
mean, they get happy for anything. They just the way they are. They don't have much to cheer for. So
hey yo,
that's what it
a
is.
top level UK fighter be getting smoked by C-level Mexican fighters, yo. Them
Well,
Mexican fighters that you never heard of be beating the dog shit out of them, yo.
I told a lot of UK, a lot of these guys, they're regional. They're pretty much on regional level fighters. And when they come over here, they usually get beat up. That's just the way it is. So
But it don't
it's
be
um,
just
getting beat up. They be getting smoked. Like I'm talking about like horrific knockouts. Like remember David Avanesian versus Josh Kelly? That was bad, yo.
Oh yeah.
and I
He beat
like
his ass.
Josh
Yo,
Kelly too.
listen, David Avenisia beat Josh Kelly so bad that Eddie Hearn requested that David Avenesian vacate the European title so Conor Ben could fight for it. They would rather him vacate the title than to just fight him.
Kiko
wasn't Conor banned at one time, like calling out Adrian Broner? Like, what happened to that?
Well, listen, this is what they do. They attach their name to somebody famous, but they don't really have any intentions of fighting them.
Hey, Nayka, but that says everything. You calling out Adrian Broner though?
Yeah.
Eddie been
was
taking a
like,
lot of L's with his marquee fighters lately. He's been taking some L's.
the only one he has is like is Canelo that he's been able to.
Oh, he latched on him like he's breastfeeding him.
They love
But
each
he
other.
is so happy to be. I mean, he's just
That's definitely a
latched on
bromance.
totally to
Listen,
Canelo.
it's a mutual love affair.
That's
Look,
definitely a
look how
bromance
quickly Eddie
for
turned
sure.
on Demetrius Andrade once he
Mm.
got a
It's
hold of Canelo.
horrible.
Mm.
He convinced Dimitri Andre to move up. See, they're trying to think about this. They're trying to, Dimitri Andre fell for it. They're trying to get Charlo to move up, all just so the zone can have control of that 160 belts. And then they'll move Jaime Mike Munguia in there to fight for the vacant. Charlo need to stay there, wait them out, and to get his shot. You know what I mean? To consolidate them belts. People trying to force Charlo to move up to 168. I don't get it. No one ever tried to force GGG to move up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, Charlo is a 160 fighter. Allow him to dominate that division. People could say, oh, the fights aren't there. So there's going to be the fights at 168 too? No, he's fine. I understand what MVO is saying, the selected fight, whatever the case may be, but you can't say it's from a lack of not trying, because he's trying to get all the top fights there.
Yeah, that's a fact. Listen, I'm not gonna begrudge him for people not getting in the ring with him, but I just thought that Lara or Adamez would have been a better alternative than Sulecki. The Sulecki shit like really threw me for a loop.
What?
So look, this Al Powell made a comment here that says Cambosa's dad said he came to the States to fight better people because over there they have a padded record. They fight and then record, then fight a real champ and lose. So I want to ask you a
I'm
question.
sick of Cambosis.
All right, no,
I'm
because
sick
I
of
wanted
him.
to say something about Cambosos because I saw when I was lurking on Twitter there was a lot of people were upset that Cambosos had used the word boy when he was speaking to Haney.
Yeah.
Like they
you don't
kind
do that
of
to a black
reference it to.
American.
So y'all really think that he was being racist when he said that?
Listen, I'm not saying that he being racist, but you can't tell me with your American promoter you don't know the connotations of calling a black man a boy, and he does it constantly. Now, also, his wife, okay.
No, I did see that
his,
post that she did.
His wife
about
was getting a tan, and she
said
called it getting a nigga. So a tan is called getting a nigga in Australia.
But when his team responded, they was like, "Oh no, she's 1/14th Algerian or some shit like that." I was cracking up.
I don't give a fuck what she is. I never heard getting a nigga as a tan.
No.
Like, come on now.
No,
so I'm not saying the motherfucker racist, but I'm saying the jury is still out.
Well, he just needs to know if he's going to fight in America, especially a black American fighter, he needs to understand there's no room for error with that. You're a non-black person calling a black man boy. There's too many, negative connotations associated with that, where even if you say you're not racist, we know that you really try to slide that.
But you know what? I ain't even worried about it, because if Devin Haney do what he's supposed to do, George Cambosis' 15 minutes is up anyway. So we ain't going to have to hear much from this motherfucker anymore.
There's something
knocked out by Kenny. Knocked out by Kenny made a statement, comment, says, "Nah, he wasn't being racist. He called Teofimo a boy a ton of times." Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's just his vocabulary. That's just the way he talks. I don't feel like he was being racist when he was saying that. But his wife commenting that doesn't help the cause.
Yeah, getting a
the
nigga.
Case,
come on now.
So
how you gonna explain that?
If he has a record of calling other people boy like that, that's what I feel like. He wasn't being racist when he was saying that. He was just like, you're a little boy, I feel like that's the way he was trying to say it.
First of all, no one even heard of him before the TO fight, and all of a sudden he's keep repeating his line. What's a king to an emperor? dude, no one heard
Yo,
of you
no,
before.
no disrespect.
Your time is up.
You won one fight against a dude that, like, ever since Tio got the belts, I really ain't been feeling him. I was a big Tio fan beforehand, but you won a fight
Right,
against a
same.
dude that Tio didn't take it seriously, and he almost stopped you. Like, dudes be acting like Kambosos just washed him. Kambosos almost got stopped in 11th round. If Tio had put his punches together, like this wouldn't even be a thing. But all of a
I
sudden
don't
he's an
want to take
emperor.
nothing away from Kambosos. He beat Teofimo's ass. He did. I'm sorry.
He
Well,
didn't.
He beat
I picked him to beat Teofimo. I actually
Teofimo was
picked him to
like
beat
on
Teofimo.
clouds 10 and
Hey
11. He was
Nayka,
feeling himself.
Nayka,
He
did
was
he,
so
he
cocky and
almost got
acting
knocked
so
out, Nayka?
disgusted. Him and his father was acting so disgusting and cocky. Was just, and I was just like, you know what? Oh, if he gets beat, I'm not gonna be mad. And
But he
like,
still
he needs to
almost
be
got knocked
humble.
out.
But he
He
didn't.
still.
He came back and he
How
you
did you?
know.
How did y'all score that?
I had Kambosos winning that fight. I don't care. I had
No,
Kambosos
I
winning
said.
that fight.
I mean, you had it like
I
8
don't I
rounds
don't
before.
remember I don't remember the rounds, but I watched it like 3 times and I can't even remember the scorecard I gave. But
Well,
he
I
rocked him
expect Devin to
good.
beat him twice.
Do you
I
really?
don't think.
Okay.
I don't think it happens twice.
You don't think it's happening?
Nah, I think Dev's gonna move up to 140.
But no, there's a rematch clause, so he
Yeah,
you
but
gotta give him.
it's not the first time we've seen JoJo Diaz had a rematch clause with Tevin Farmer. Like, it's not the
Yeah,
first time.
but we had the pandemic and there was like a time constraint
True,
there
but
with me.
with,
So
there's
and
been.
Tevin had remember he had like some kind of like I don't know if he had some brain issues or like nervous system issues. And he had to like kind of sit out for a while before he could return back to fight him.
No,
And
he was.
it
He was
kind of
actually.
like
He was actively trying to get that fight, but like Oscar De La Hoya and Mayweather had a rematch clause. There's ways around it. I just don't see Bob. Bob got what he want. He has Devin, and I see a Lomachenko fight or possibly Tiafimo.
Yeah,
well, you know,
I think the money's too
what did y'all
good.
think about that video that Teofimo did in the interview where he was like this conspiracy about
Oh my god!
you know, them wanting Devin Haney to win so he could fight Kimmel. Like he is like delusional right now.
Listen,
Like if that's
listen.
not the worst sore loser I ever seen in my whole fucking life, he is the epitome of a sore loser. He
I just need Gary Antoine Russell to take
everything
care of
that
him at
he
140.
accused everything that he accused Wilder of doing is what he's doing now, you
Facts,
know?
man.
So
Facts.
it's like,
And
you know, Carl, you said
but
Cambosos is a no, his father was saying he's a dirty fighter, and then Teofimo himself was just like he all this conspiracy theory. I was just like, wow.
there
You
definitely
know,
wasn't a
Yo,
dirty
yo,
fighter.
salute.
What's going on, my
Kenny
brother?
knocked everybody. There's the real KO Kenny knocked out by Kenny. He could go ahead and follow him.
Thank you, thank you.
Pretty nice name there.
With the KO, you know, KO
Yeah,
Nayka, KO Kenny, it
KO
works out.
Kenny. Yeah, you can't be mad.
I had to come provide some support for Cambosis and Teofimo and everybody because man, I'm hearing a lot of things that just sound like hate. You know, I don't think Cambosis is a racist. Teofimo definitely got whooped. You know, calling Devin Haney boy when you're not from the U.S. culture doesn't make him a racist. The guy's Australian. This whole crazy racist system and the whole history of racist stuff that we have had in the US, they haven't had over there in Australia. It's completely different. For him saying boy, it's like, you know, calling about the guy's age and maturity, not talking about the guy's race and his background. Uh,
So nigga means something different in Australia.
allow me to finish speaking, please.
Okay, go
um, So, him calling Devin Haney a boy, he's not playing on it from the racial aspect. If you look at the interview that they had, the press conference, he kept on playing along the aspect of age and maturity. He was like, "Okay, boy, have your fathers answer questions for you, boy," or whatever he was saying. You know, he kept on playing on the man's age and maturity level. And at the end of the day, Devin Haney, is a great boxer. He potentially is gonna win the fight depending what style he goes in there. If he goes in there trying to knock people out like the Jojo Diaz thing and the Linares thing, he may put himself in a terrible situation like Teofimo Lopez did. But if he goes in there with his great abilities, his great footwork, his head movement, his jab, his speed, then it could potentially be a cakewalk, you know. But at the end of the day, can't hate on Cambosis. He whooped Teofimo Lopez, bro. It doesn't matter that he
Right.
got wobbled in the late rounds. He took his belt off and whooped Teofimo Lopez like that was his son. You know,
Well, I
no,
won money on
gotta
it,
give
so
props to
I picked him
gotta
to
give
win.
people the props when they deserve the props. That's all I'm saying.
All right, Nike, can,
Well,
can
I
I go,
picked him to
please?
beat Tio.
Okay, so
Yeah, go ahead.
let's Jamil rebuttal.
Now, I didn't take the boy thing as racist. I understand the context that he said it in, but you can't say that just because what goes on in the U.S. that it doesn't necessarily apply in Australia, because unless a nigga means something different in Australia than it does in America, they know exactly what negative racing connotations with black people. So you can't necessarily use that as a crutch or use that as a scapegoat. Nigga means nigga. So
He didn't
you
say
can say
nigga.
you can say he. No, I'm talking about the post with his girlfriend. You can say the
His
boy
wife,
thing. I do that,
his
but
wife
don't
had
say that.
posted
Yeah, but don't
something.
say that in Australia they don't understand uh, racism as far as like in the United States. They understand. They get it. This is
That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that the culture is different. See, for a U.S. dude, him saying "boy" that could be seen as racist because guess what? If you go back in United States history, "boy" was used by a lot of white American people to black American people during the slavery times as a way of demeaning them. In Australia, "boy" is a way of him just saying, "Yo, you're immature. You're a kid. You're a boy. You're not a man. You don't make decisions for yourself." It's not a racial play.
no,
The
no.
whole
But
stuff, the whole stuff about his girlfriend and nigga, I get that. That's different. His girlfriend, his wife, girlfriend, I don't know, whatever. She done fucked up, but that's
yeah,
not
but
Well,
Cambosos, you
but
know.
she's from Australia, so that's why I was saying you can't just necessarily brush it off like the racial terms in Australia aren't the same in America and vice versa. No, nigga is nigga. And the boy thing,
Listen,
I give him a pass on that. But around the world, people know like black people being called monkey. Black people get called monkey in Europe. They get called monkey in Australia, etc. So it racial terms, it just flies around. It's just not just one particular demographic or one country. That's all I'm saying.
And you know
well,
what?
I
if
Hold
he's in
on,
wholeheartedly
ladies and
agree.
gentlemen.
America,
I got
if
called
he
monkey by a fat funky Mexican bitch on boxing Twitter. I just want to throw that out there.
listen, if
She called
the
me
thing
she
about it
called me
is,
a monkey and a gorilla. And if I ever see you, bitch, put my foot in your ass. All right, back to
listen,
you.
the thing about it is, the world knows about American culture. American culture, people know about the history about slavery. They know about that. So I believe he straddled the fence. He could say, "Yeah, I wasn't being racist," but in his mind, he can kind of wink, wink. You know what I mean. So I just think you should know. I mean, it's American culture exported around the world. Okay, so Cambosa's new. He's try to saying, I understand you're saying, oh, they don't say that in Australia, but hey, we don't know what they're called, the Australian Aborigines, whom they degrade in that particular culture. So again, calling a young black man boy, that's just not going to fly. And so when you in another country, you got to learn their ways. And certain words are going to be trigger to certain people. And so I think Cambosas have had enough fights in America and know enough about American history to say, hey, I shouldn't say that. Maybe he was trying to say, well, I'm just a man and you're a boy, but there's just certain things. Maybe, like I said, I think he was straddling the fence with that.
So let me ask a question to everybody, right? Just final question to sum this up, right? Is the word boy a universal derogatory term towards black people? The answer is
It
no,
can be.
negative. It is not.
No, 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 no. It
The
can
word
be.
the word you said the word you said before,
No,
when you put the er at the end of it, that is a negative word towards black people. Just like the word that starts with an S is a negative word towards Spanish people. Just like the word that starts with a C is a negative word towards Chinese people. Those are universal negative words. The word boy is not a universal negative word for black people. That is a U.S. state of mind, and I am from the United States, so I completely get it. I'm from
believe
New
it
York,
is.
brother. Trust me.
I agree. I
So
don't
if
think that
when a
he
white
knows
person,
that the word boy has the meaning that it does against black people. So I personally don't think that he was trying to be racist when he was saying that. Like I don't
I mean,
think he was saying that because
I,
he even pointed out like a tweet a long time ago when Theofimo and Devin Haney were like arguing with each other and Theofimo was using saying nigga and he was just like he was annoyed that he was saying that word. So and
yeah,
it wasn't
'cause
the ER, it was just like Hispanics
Hispanics in New York, PA,
in
and
New York,
Jersey, that's how
yeah,
they talk.
yeah. But Cambosos kind of still like was offended by it, so he did speak up on it. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I don't feel like when he was saying that he was trying to be racist. So
I mean,
that's my
well,
I understand the point that he's making, but if you know, you can't say that they may not know that that's negative. If you know nigga, then you might know boy too. So I can't say if they
absolutely.
do or they don't. I can't speak for his intentions or anything like that. But like I said, if you know nigga, then you might know boy too. Then you probably know monkey too. But I'm with you when he straddled the fence.
I feel that. I could see that. Now another question: do you think the judge is gonna play a factor in this fight? Because it could go 12 if Devin Haney goes in there and fights the proper fight that he should be fighting, which is the defensive fight. He doesn't need to go in there and pull a Teofimo Lopez and try to quote unquote knock him out in the first round and put himself in danger like he did against Linares. If he goes in there and does the right thing with the defensive work as he should, with the powerful jab and the 1-2, will the judges play a factor against them?
In my
And that's for
opinion,
everybody.
Devin is already down 2 rounds even before the fight. So therefore, he has to dominate. I think that when I say dominate, he just have to make it clear and concise. I think that, like Sugar Ray Leonard used to do at the 10-second mark, start flaring. You got to steal rounds because if you don't, you have to make it so the optics say there's no way he won this because I really believe the fix is in. This is just my opinion.
At first, I was worried if Devin would get a fair shake when he was with his own, and it was going to be like a conjoined joint venture. But now that he's signed with Bob, I'm not worried. I feel like he's going to get a fair shake because Bob's wanted Devin since he came out the amateurs, and Bob's got what he wanted. He got a 3-fight deal out of Devin, and I feel like Devin is worth more
That's a
money.
good boy.
Devin's worth
That's
more
a
money
good
to
boy.
Bob than Kambosos in the long run with ability to make certain fights.
Speaking of what he means to Bob, look at this. Kambosos getting 10 million and Devin getting 2.8. That's
He's
now
really getting
Bob.
paid.
At the same time, it was Kambosos' contract, the same contract he gave Lomachenko. But I do have to say one thing about the last comment that was said about the because Bob Arum is in this,
Before
you
you
don't
do
think there'll
that,
be so much of a robbery? Is a response to I think Jamil's comment, which was that because Bob Arum is involved, that you don't think there'll be as much of a robbery. But you remember, bro, Bob Arum was involved when Pacquiao got robbed in the Jeff Horn fight in Australia. So
Pacquiao contract was up though.
you know what? I didn't even think about that. Those intangibles could be right. I don't know.
good save, Jamil.
yeah,
Right after that, he
but
left for PBC.
Yeah.
So
So you know what? That was a good
yeah.
rebuttal.
Say,
Definitely.
but I want to go again with the contract situation. He said he wanted the same thing, but guess what? This is for undisputed. Versus Loma was not for undisputed, and Loma has never been a money maker. Loma has never been a needle pusher when it comes to driving money in boxing. This is for undisputed. It's about respect. When Wilder fought Fury, he gave Fury 50-50. I think he should have offered him 60-40. He just out the bat, like, I'm gonna be fair, give 50-50. But maybe it should have been 60-40 Kambosos' way because he got the belts. But I just think this is for undisputed. So Kambosos, if he really wanted to be fair, he would say, okay, I recognize the significance of this fight. This fight holds more value. You're going to hold more value for this. And it shouldn't say, oh, well, I'm just going to give you this same contract that I gave Loma. Devin was wrong for running his mouth and putting it out there like that. He shot himself in the foot. But I just think I do view this contract as very disrespectful.
So, question for all you guys
I mean,
again.
that's why he said he's the one that said I'll take the same deal as
You're right.
Loma. So that's why
You're right.
you gotta kind of shut your
That's
mouth
a
on
good
social
point,
media.
Nayka.
You put your foot in your mouth, man.
You're
You're
right
right.
about that.
You're right.
Just to add a little bit on that. Devin Haney definitely said about the contract, but besides the contract, him saying that he would have said the contract, right? I think about it like this, right? There's 4 belts involved. Kambosos has 3 of them, and Devin Haney has 1 of them. For me, the most valuable thing in boxing is not money, is not popularity, is not fame, is the belts and legacy and championship titles and so on and so forth. So my thought is the people with the belts get it, that the percentages should be divided upon who has the belts. So technically, in my eyes, the contract for this fight should be 75-25 because Kambosos has 3 of the belts. If it was vice versa, then I think Devin Haney should have 75-25. But just based off of the belts, and who the quote unquote A side is for at least this one event, if he continues winning, then he'll remain A side against the, depending who he fights. So you gotta respect those things in this contract talk. I understand that Devin Haney is a great fighter and he's looking like he could have a hell of a career and hell of a legacy, but at the same time, right now it's Kambosos' moment. If Devin Haney beats Kambosos, then Devin Haney's moment has just began.
Well,
Yeah, if a
Cambosos,
Terrence
I
Crawford
think
fan
this is a
heard that,
cash out.
What do you think the rematch? What do you think the rematch percentage will be? Like,
They're probably going to
the person I think
ram
is
him
gonna be
again, just
well
like they did
if
Andy
let's
Ruiz,
say no
Joshua
let's
and
say
Andy Ruiz did.
because
Go
if
ahead.
Haney wins the fight and they get the rematch, like he def would have to be. You don't think he should be making more than Kambosos in the next fight? Or
Well,
I'm sure they
100%.
didn't.
I'm assuming it's already
It
set
won't
in the
happen though.
contract. I'm
yeah, it
assuming
won't
it's already
happen.
set in the contract because what it'll be is something along the lines of this. There's a rematch clause set, right? The only way that there's going to be a rematch is if Devin Haney wins. If Kambosos wins, there
yeah,
is not going to be a rematch. So
and then
if
the rematch is gonna be is set to be in Australia too, right?
Yeah,
that, I don't know. I
Or-
have no idea.
I
But
think it is. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
was part
It's
of
in
the deal that
Australia too.
the rematch had to be in Australia as well.
gotcha. Yeah, so the contract is already set. So I'm assuming that it'll be something like, oh, if there is a rematch, it'll be a 50-50 or something. Because the
yeah,
contract is already set based off of the A side situation and the whole situation with the 3 belts right now. The contract already set for next fight. It's not gonna be like, oh, if Devin Haney wins, we're gonna renegotiate. The terms are already set.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, didn't Joshua get like 65 million in the rematch with Andy Ruiz?
But
And Ruiz
if
got
it was
12
So,
already
million. Yeah,
negotiated, if it was already
yeah.
negotiated, then they shit he could do. Like, come on.
no, Ruiz acted like he was going to pull out, and then he got a couple of extra million. But
But what's going
Well,
on with
yeah,
well, Hearn
Ruiz
Josh,
right
sued him.
now?
Eddie
What he
Hearn
do?
took him to court. He filed a lawsuit in New York.
he still no,
I,
he still getting more money though.
Yeah, but Eddie Hearn filed a lawsuit that forced him to come back to the table because they was talking
Mhm.
about, okay, maybe he was gonna fight Wilder. So I pulled that lawsuit that he had. So Eddie Hearn definitely followed through and filed a
Yo,
lawsuit against
Eddie
Andy
Ruiz.
Ruiz did not want to do that rematch. He definitely
Eddie
didn't want
pulled.
that.
Hey, yo, I remember
He got that money.
them saying that
He started eating, the tomahawk steaks, buying the fastest cars. Like
He,
he
he,
really
he,
was living it up. He was like,
the,
he was trying to be a sponsor for Snickers. You
the
yeah,
remember
news.
that?
yeah, he was. He was trying to be a Snickers sponsor. Like he really like he kind of fell in like the Adrian Broner thing where the money he started like the money and the fame got to him. And that's why when the rematch happened,
The Tio.
he was not ready. He was like, and I remember because I was like, he's not posting no videos of like him sparring or doing nothing, working out. So when he came to the weigh-in, he looked so out of shape. Like I knew that he was gonna lose that fight. So
Didn't he buy like 4 Rolls Royces or some dumb
yeah,
shit?
he went insane. He went fucking insane. Like the money and the fame definitely went to him. And I don't even know what's his next move because I see him still, in the gym doing stuff, and he kind of looks in shape now. Like he's lost a lot of weight, put a lot of muscle on. But I don't hear any like his name buzzing for any fights coming up or nothing
I
like
heard,
that.
I heard Luis Ortiz, right?
Yeah, but I just like
Yeah,
heard
I
like
did
like
too.
like a sprinkle of it. It ain't like I didn't hear enough of it to like say, oh, like
They
he's gonna
mentioned
win this
they
fight.
mentioned Derek Chisora. They mentioned Luis Ortiz. I think he was kind of afraid of the Derek Chisora fight, so he started leaning towards Ortiz. We know old man Ortiz is on his way out. I think Andy's just right now looking for a stay active opponent or a comeback opponent. He ain't looking for anybody serious, and I don't know if Andy will ever be taken serious in the heavyweight division again.
You
But
think he's
He's
afraid
great.
of
Andy
Chisora?
is actually skillful.
He is
Andy
very
Ruiz is
skillful.
actually skillful.
Definitely,
And I
I
think a
agree.
focused Andy Ruiz, the same one who fought in the first fight against Joshua, he can compete with pretty much anybody in the heavyweight. So I just want him
But
to
it's so
come back
crazy.
and, you know what I mean, and show
It's
that same dedication.
Yeah, no, but it's so crazy how the money gets to these fighters so quickly. Like after he won that fight against Joshua, his dedication and everything just went down the toilet. Like he was like he was probably eating pizza, but he just
Word.
his dedication fell through. He just didn't give a fuck anymore. He was just like, I'm gonna spend this money. I want this fight, and God, he just looked like shit the second fight. He really looked like shit the second fight,
He was
Team
like
team team
289, something crazy.
and
Team Canelo was saying that he's inconsistent in the gym. That
yeah, he don't.
he comes through once a week maybe, and is not even consistent when he comes through the gym. So I agree that if his dedication was there, he could probably be a beast, and he could probably
Yeah, he
do damage.
could.
But I don't know if the dedication is there. He got them dollars already. He don't need to box. I want to get
I
punched in
ain't
the
gonna
face
lie.
no
I thought
more.
I thought for a minute that he was like on steroids and stuff because I remember seeing videos of him like cut up and like he lost so much weight, and I was just like, damn, like I don't really see him putting in that work like that to be looking like that. And but then he ain't had no fight, so I'm just like, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, is he waiting out to
Wow.
like cycle out or what? Like, I don't know. Because the Reynoso camp is very suspicious, so can't put it past them.
I would
But
like to see
yeah,
him
he
in a
he looks
competitive fight,
completely
man.
different of when he fought Joshua the second time. He looks
Yeah.
very like much more in shape. He's lost a lot of weight. He's put a lot of muscle on, but he still don't have a fight lined up. And I'm curious as to the reason why. Like, are they like trying to cycle out and make sure he doesn't test positive or something? Like, why is he not fighting? Does he have an injury or something or what? I don't understand.
I don't know, but him putting on so much muscle is probably a bad idea. He should put on some muscle, but he needs to keep some of that weight on. At the end of the
Make
day,
it think
he's a
so he
short
can be
man
quick.
fighting a
Yeah, yeah.
heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? So
I would like to highlight this comments right here from Gun Toting Democrat. Salute to all Aries. Yes, it's my birthday month, so yes, salute to all Aries. Gun Toting Democrat. I appreciate that comment. um,
Yeah.
so what I'm trying to see what else is in the boxing news that we could debate about. Um, yeah, I could think of something. We already talked about Tank and the relationship with Mayweather. Um,
Rashidi Ellis battle with PBC.
yeah, that's a good one because when Rashidi Ellis beat um oh damn, I can't even remember the guy's name from
Alexis
the Bronx.
Wilkin.
Uh, and he's beat a couple of people. So and then he just fell off the face of the earth. I don't know what they were doing with him.
That's the zone curse. Like I said, it seems like all the good black fighters over there just disappear. So hopefully, PBC will give him an opportunity to be in some competitive fights. He's got skill. He was just again, they go over to the zone and just disappear. So
Mm.
obviously PBC has enough 147 talent, to allow him to,
So who
to
do you
put
think
his
they're gonna match
skills
him
on
up with?
display.
I see a lot of people saying him and Boots would
I don't know if he's gonna climb that ladder that fast because I think Boots will take him out. But who else? Who at 147? Besides
His
Boots?
first fight back, I'm hearing it's going to be Lucas Santa Maria.
What you heard that from?
I'm not
Huh?
familiar with that guy.
Where you heard that from?
I'm not
You
familiar
can't
with
tell
that.
I'm a sports journalist, not good. You can't
Okay,
reveal my
all right.
sources.
You can't reveal your sources. You
Nah.
can't reveal your sources.
Yo, so Nayka, what you think about Anthony Joshua not having a trainer and Usyk coming back ready for war?
I don't think that whatever Joshua is gonna do or who he's gonna train with is gonna beat Usyk. Like I feel like first of all, I don't think that Joshua has a chin. Like he's just like one of those big for nothing guys. It's just like he's like has all this muscle, like he's just big for nothing. I feel like he just did not have a chin. And Usyk is just like one of those skilled fighters that just has his number. So I don't care who Joshua trains with. Like you can't really build a chin. So
Zero shot. You giving him
yeah,
zero
so
chance.
Build the chin.
yeah. I
Yeah,
don't care how
he's
much he trains. You
robotic.
can't really you can't build a chin. So I don't see him beating Usyk. So
Listen, I won money. I picked Andy Ruiz to beat him. I won money on that. So the thing about it, he's very
picked
Yo, you
robotic.
did?
you picked Andy
Yes,
Ruiz
I
to
did.
win that first fight against him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Wow. That's
The first one.
that's shocking.
I'm gonna need to
Yeah,
see the.
not
I'm
gonna
gonna need
lie.
to see the ticket on
Yeah,
that. I don't believe.
that's
No,
that
no,
is shocking.
I did. Listen, I was even send you the tweets. I mean, I picked Ruiz to beat him because I felt like he was coming to America. He was just like he was big headed, and I just felt like he didn't put in that work and that effort into it. And I thought he'd taken it lightly. So I figured like Andy Ruiz, and I saw Andy Ruiz say, "I'm gonna fight him like Tyson." And that's exactly what he did. He went and you know what I mean. He did the style he did, and I just felt like AJ is too slow. AJ is robotic. He's the type of guy like he telegraphs what he's going to do. He practice. I'm going to do this 1-2. I'm going to do 1-2-3. Uppercut. You know what I mean? I
Yo,
think he goes through that. Yeah. I think he goes through those motions, but I don't think it's fluid. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason when I picked Andy Ruiz because I felt like it was a lot of things that was going on with AJ, and I just felt like I picked Ruiz to win.
Yeah,
now,
honey, wait, pull up. Send me those tweets in the DM so I can pull them up because I don't know. I don't remember anybody
listen,
picking.
I picked
Ruiz
T.O. to
beating
beat
Joshua.
Loma. Listen, I didn't pick
you
T.O. to
did.
beat Loma.
You did too.
Who else I picked? I picked Cambosos to beat T.O. Listen, I don't follow the trends. I really look at styles make fights type of situation. You know.
So what
Yeah.
about the second fight? Who did you have? Who did you pick to win the second fight?
I thought Andy was going to do it again, but I didn't expect him to come out looking like a cow. I didn't expect him to come out looking unmotivated. You know what I mean? Eating a whole chicken. You know what I mean? For lunch. He wasn't. He was a fraction of himself and his abilities. You know, and his capabilities. He just wasn't. He was high on the hog. You know what I mean?
You know, Andy showed up looking like a kingpin drug dealer from New York. That body. He showed up. The only thing he was missing is the really, really big chains. That was it, yo.
Yeah, he changed overnight like T.O. changed overnight. A lot of these guys, when they come from poverty to wealth, it's just, I guess, it's a psychological thing. Just happens to most humans. They change, and this is what I think is going to happen to Cambosos.
I don't feel like Teofimo changed. I feel like Teofimo was always cocky like that. He was always cocky like that, and like his father was definitely cocky like that. And then when he just got exposed and humbled, not even humbled because he still, like after the loss, he still didn't accept it. He still, he's a sore loser.
I was a fan of
He's a sore loser.
I was a fan of him before.
He's disgusting.
Listen, I picked him to beat Loma, right? he was cool. I was cool with his confidence, but after the Loma fight, I mean, the guy, it was repulsive. It made me want to throw up every time I heard him speak. So he just got to the point. He just got delusional, and I just like, man, I can't, So this is the same thing. I'm looking at Kambosos. I think Kambosos, he's walking around like he's really an emperor, and I think Devin's
Which
gonna
he's not.
put that work on him.
But see, it's the difference between Teofimo and Cambosis too, right? Because Teofimo, up until a certain point, he actually believed the shit that he was saying, and he was proving that he believed the shit he was saying. Leading up to the Loma fight, everything he was saying, he ended up doing. It came out to be factual in the fight. It was after the
That's
Loma
like
fight
Yeah.
that he got full of himself and his head got too big and was talking too much shit. With
the
Cambosis,
man flipped. He after the loss, he still did his back flip.
That
So
made
to
me
me,
He
mad.
did.
I
I
was just
seen
That
it.
made
I
me
was
like,
mad.
laughing so
this
hard when he
guy
did
is
it.
fucking
Yo,
delusional.
you
Oh
can't
my
tell me
god, man.
This nigga was
you
doing a
can't tell me
backflip.
that you was about to die in the ring and then you bust out the
No.
And
backflip.
you bust out
What
in a black flip. That's why when his dad did that interview,
uh,
he was just like, "Oh, Cambosis is a dirty fighter. When he got hit, when he knocked down Teofimo in the first round, his lungs were already shot. He didn't have anything like. But then at the end of the fight, Teofimo
yeah,
did a
And,
complete backflip.
and then what make it
He
so bad, he was like, "You winning the fight. Keep doing what
yeah
you do." I'm like, "You dumb ass idiot."
yeah
yo,
yeah.
those
Uh,
was the
After the
worst
fight,
corrections and adjustments
Both him and
I've
his dad are
ever
oh,
very
heard.
delusional. His
But
horrible.
dad
yeah,
and him
they the
are
dumbest.
both delusional.
Look,
They
He was
are
he
like,
said he
delusional.
thought he won the fight 11-2. Look, first of all, there's only
Yeah,
12
what?
rounds of the fight.
yeah.
If you remember when the post fight, he said, "Oh, they wasn't even close. I won 11-2." I'm like, "Oh my god, this
Yo,
So
dude is really."
delusional.
Alvin Powell says he was having girl problems. His baby mama left him. Chicks be your downfall sometimes. I still no. I that is true. I'll give you that. That is true. But I feel like he was already in the delusional state at the end of the loss
Oh
because
yeah, yeah.
if you flipping in the ring and you think you
And
won
you
the
still
fight
lost.
and you still lost, like you
You look dumb as
you
hell right
don't
there.
yeah you delusional. So whatever you have going on at home, it definitely played a factor, but you already in your mind are so cocky and fucking like
Like no one can
he
beat
need
me. This and that. No,
yeah.
no.
So
Mm-mm.
that humble pie he couldn't eat and he didn't want to eat it. It was
You
He
spit that
uh
still ain't
motherfucker out.
eating it. He still ain't eating the humble pie. It's as
Nope.
they say.
no,
The
yeah,
the,
because
the
now
only
now it's a
thing.
conspiracy. Now it's a conspiracy. Like Devin Haney was supposed to fight Cambosis, so that's why Cambosis won. So
Right.
I'm like everything that he
yo,
accused Wilder of doing, he is doing himself.
like,
He called
like
Wilder
this.
a bitch. He called Wilder a bitch for complaining about like the shady business in the fight, and he's doing the same exact thing. So it's
Yo,
like
the crazy thing was
karma.
this, right? He was like, yeah, at the end of the fight, they already knew who won. Yeah, bro, because because he clearly
Yeah.
told
When
you.
he said
Yeah,
it, I was like, nah,
yeah. I was just
nah.
like, wow,
He
wow,
clearly did
wow,
you.
wow.
Of
Like,
course they knew who won. He got
and I think it,
whooped, bro.
and I think it was closer than what some people had it, but he clearly won the fight. Bro. There was no way you
Absolutely.
could win that fight.
And also remember when he said, we was fighting in Madison Square Garden. It was a theater.
The Hulu.
First
It
of
was a
all,
Hulu theater.
It
It
yes,
was
was
the
a Hulu
Hulu.
yes,
theater. He said
yes.
The
you didn't sell
basement.
out the Madison Square Garden. You didn't
His
sell out
The
the
his
Madison Square
club's
basement.
Garden.
bigger than the Hulu, yo.
Hulu theater is not the Madison Square Garden.
Yo,
Yeah.
Edgar Berlanga, just the other day, he sold out the Hulu. Like, come on, man.
Right. Come on now.
All right, so I have the video. Let me play it here. Hold on. Let me see. Cause wow, this is like.
Right.
All
40.
right, share my screen. Let's see. Share
Uh oh.
screen. Chrome tab. Yeah, I'm trying to get better with this thing. Hold on. All right.
Oh, these dumbasses.
Maybe fight this guy. Oh, bite your shoulder? That's my man. Well, Tio, we just get a Haiti Cambosa. Who you think wins that fight?
Oh no, it's a made fight for Haney.
In what way? Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, the whole shit was a scheme, bro. They had the zone. I was on the zone platform. They gave it to Cambosis because they know what I was gonna do with it. They knew what I was gonna do. I was gonna drop him. Then it's a longer process for Devin to become quote unquote undisputed. It's all a game, man. They pay that shit.
Isn't it gonna be? Isn't it gonna be tough to win in Australia though? Like if it's a setup, isn't it? When they set it up in America, not Australia, where why is
everything's already made. It's everything. I had to see that for myself. So they already knew who won before they even fucking announced it. See the tapes.
Hey, Tio, what advice would you give Dev
This nigga's a
what he's
liar.
got to do in the ring with
He's trying to walk away from the camera and shit.
For real.
He's like, yo, stop asking me questions, yo.
Yo, Tio, last one, back in June? Back in June, Tio?
He's like, bro, stop following me.
Stop following me. Yeah.
Let me go home.
Yo, that was
Yeah, he
so
said no.
delusional of him to say. I was like, wow. Do you see me really? Wow.
And after he lost to George, I knew he was gonna make a shit ton of excuse.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was gonna come up with that one. Oh, disgusting. It's really disgusting to be a sore loser like that. But,
Just accept that you lost, but motherfucker like that, he ain't gonna accept it.
no, I mean, let me see if I can find his father's his father's interview, because his father was saying that Kambosos was a dirty fighter. No, I got it right here. All right. That Kambosos was a dirty fighter, but like everything that he's saying doesn't make sense because, your son was doing backflips and everything. So was he breathing and like gasping for life, or like what? Doesn't make sense. Let's see. It's crazy.
Like somebody shoots you twice. He had 2 holes.
Yo, good to see you, man. Good to catch up with you. What do you think of this Haney Kambosos fight? And it comes through.
I think, listen, Kambosos is a dirty fighter. Going into that fight, that wasn't the plan that we had. After the first round, my son couldn't breathe, and it's like somebody shoots you twice. He had 2 holes in his body, and he couldn't breathe. Everybody knows what happened, and he started fighting. His fight. My son don't fight like that. We stay in the outside all the time, and that wasn't our game plan. I couldn't coach him. He was uncoachable because he couldn't breathe. He couldn't box. So that shit happens, bro. I think Devin has him. You know what I'm saying? Devin is a great boxer, and this guy's gonna be short-lived. You know what I'm saying? Kambosos is not gonna hold those belts. The first fight he has with a top contender, he's gonna lose. He's a dirty fighter. Fights with a set down. One thing about fighters like that, we never fight going forward like that. Aggressive like that, because you get headbutted. You saw my son's got a big ass slash, and he had to commit because he couldn't breathe. He just wanted to get him out of there.
He couldn't breathe, but he did the backflip at the end
We
of the
stood
fight.
at 135 too long, man. 9 years at 135.
And he was cheering.
9 fucking
Yeah.
years, and a lot of I don't want to name companies, but they screwed us up, man. They held us for a whole year. We should have just let go of those belts at the 135 weight division after Lomachenko. He even fought Loma hurt, He had
The excuses keep coming.
The excuses,
Yeah.
we didn't even
yeah.
say anything
And it's
about
so
his
crazy
elbow
because
or his
everything
wrist,
that
'cause
he accused
we
Wilder of
don't,
doing
we're not like that.
is
We don't make
what he's
we don't
doing
make
here.
excuses
Him and
when
his
we have
father.
injuries
That's
like
a
that. We make
fact. That's a
excuses,
great comparison.
when you don't have no freaking lungs, because that's what the sport's all about. You can't play basketball, soccer, or any sport
He
without
didn't have no
lungs.
lungs, but he did the whole 12
And
rounds, and then
we almost lost him.
he flipped.
And
Did a
I'm just so
backflip.
happy that he's still around.
He went the distance
You know,
and did the
we're gonna
backflip. So, yeah.
And
So,
plus, George, he didn't even headbutt him. So what the hell Oh, Lord.
I was
the
thinking the
excuses were
same. I
like,
was
it's
just about to ask
crazy.
that. Was that like I don't remember a head, but
Yeah, he didn't even headbutt him.
No. So, like, this is crazy, the excuses that came up with. It's insane. The sore, like, that's
Hey,
like the perfect example of being a sore loser.
I just sent you I just tweeted you a video I want you to share on the screen for this post fight. Did you get it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Play that.
Okay.
A load more excuses coming, aren't they?
Oh shit.
Hold on. Let me share a screen. Okay.
Hey, hell of a fighter. Shoot champ, forget the rest. Yo. You got, hey, hell of a fighter, but I won tonight, man. And everybody know that. The referee raised my hand. I won tonight. I don't care what anybody says, yo. I won tonight.
Hey, and everybody booing, fuck y'all.
Hey, at the end of the day, I've been here. I've done that. I want to thank God. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight. I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. Look, I ain't no sore loser. I take my wins like I take my losses. At the end of the day, man, I'm a true champion. I came out here. I did what I had to do, man. I am as real as they come. And watch, this is a takeover, man. We don't stop. We keep coming. Yo, at the end of the day, man, I love you all. I love y'all. I won this fight. You get knocked down in the first round. It is what it is. It's boxing. But you know what, man? I know what it is. I know how these people work. It already sounded like you was against me. Referee knew I won tonight. Everybody knew I won tonight. And I'm just thankful. I beat him. I controlled the fight. I hit him clean more times. I beat him.
You averaged 8 punches. Did you believe this was a close fight?
No, I don't. I don't believe it was a close fight at all. I scored 11-2.
You believe you won 10 of the 12 rounds?
Yes, I did.
George?
I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. I beat my whole fucking flow.
Oh,
word for word,
shit.
bar for bar.
You're a bit delusional, brother. All right. Listen, I got the belts. I won the fight. I won the clean and clear. Look at your face. But you know what? Take it like a champ. Move on.
Well, Sergio, you heard Cambosis say to Lopez, you're delusional.
We're on.
Oh my god, the checkmate is
I
crazy.
demand an investigation. It's ours. It belongs to us.
Oh my God.
You gotta be a certain age to know these movies.
Turn those machines back on. Turn those machines back on.
And this is not gonna stay my son. Now we can't say we're better than Floyd Mayweather because now Floyd's gonna say we got that loss. And listen, it doesn't really matter. He's the people's champ. Everybody's gonna fill out the arenas for him. And I should have never fought with the zone. I should have stood with the Top Rank because those are the people that really love us. And so we go back with Top Rank and 2 pay-per-view fights next year.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
That was really good.
No, that's a good ass video right there.
It was so,
Bro, I want to see it again.
oh, they were so delusional. It was so delusional.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I mean,
you got
Oh
whooped.
my god.
Yeah. He got really whooped.
Wow.
Yeah, so
No, that was like the perfect.
That was a perfect video right there.
Video for his delusion because that's exactly how it went.
You know, we
and
see it
it's
very often. Fighters get defeated by their own minds.
Yep.
Happened to Tio, happened to Ryan, happened to Deontay Wilder, who may not even come back to boxing. At one point, Tyson Fury got defeated by his own mind, and he retired. You know, Teofimo, I don't know
Like
after that.
he had the hand surgery, right? So
Yeah.
so it'll be a while before he comes back anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, he got to
even
get
in
his
the
mind right.
interview, he should have been gracious in that interview. He was just like, like walking off like he's still high post and like he running boxing. And it was, you know, give the interview, be polite. You know what I mean? Don't run from the situation. You know, it was a
He
bad
kept
night.
walking.
It is what it is. Yeah, absolutely. I think it was very disrespectful. How you expect, you know, people to really champion your cause if you feel like, you know, you don't want to even show respect for the people, you know what I mean, who are interviewing you. So
Right.
He needs some counseling. He'll be all right.
Oh yeah.
But his father was like, yeah, you know, now Floyd got one on us. Floyd, because we got a loss now. Now Floyd can't say we was great. Like, again, that delusion is just next level.
It just looked bad.
Terrible.
Well, I'm now, so with the Devin and Cambosis, I'm trying to see if Cambosis is going to have the same type of delusion. I'm really looking to
I'm
see
ready
what's
for
going to
that one.
happen with that, man.
I'm ready for that one. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
I cannot fucking wait.
I don't know. So far, Cambosis hasn't really seemed delusional. At
Yeah.
first, I thought he was a little delusional when he was saying all this shit to Teofimo Lopez that he was gonna do, but he actually ended up doing all that shit, you know. And his trash talk is actually kind of funny and clever. Let's see. Hopefully, he don't get stupid afterwards, because that clever trash talk, that funny shit is needed in boxing, you know.
Yep.
It's crazy. Who
Oh,
wants
he's
to fight a
about. He's
person
definitely
with
about to
Cuban
show
with
improvement.
you?
And let's see, we got Charlo, the rematch for undisputed. So,
Pakistani?
what do y'all think about that? Castaño.
Yes.
Yeah, because that
Now,
first
see
one
the
was
way
a
I
nail
looked at that
biter.
fight. Well, and this is what happened to me in my opinion on the first one. I believe Charlo was commanding each round. He was commanding the rounds up until the last 30 seconds when he chose to get on the ropes. For whatever
Hmm.
reason, every time at the end of the rounds, Castaño would let off flurries at the end of the rope. Yeah, a lot of them was missing, but the ones that were catching it just looked like it was doing something. So if Charlo could stay off the ropes, and you know what I mean, because he hurt him several times in several different rounds. And I'm actually believe he can get the knockout this time.
So the second fight, do you see Charlo knocking Brian out, or it might go to 12 rounds and he might get the decision?
No, I see it going. I see him going for the knockout.
Yeah.
I just believe it was so much. Listen, he was riding. I think that the moment was too big for him to be quite honest. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is the
Yeah.
guy who's got the little brother syndrome. All of a sudden, the world is paying attention to him. He's a hometown hero. He was partying and all this stuff, and just taking it
Hmm.
to the edge. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think he was as focused as he should have been. And
Hmm.
again, so I think this time he's going to be honed in. And I just think I truly believe he's going to get the KO this time because he's already proved that he can hurt him. He's already
Yeah.
proved that that's possible.
Because
So
I remember when he landed that left
I
hook.
agree.
Woo,
I,
boy.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think Jermel, who is now big bro Jermel, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna call him because he's doing big bro like things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, big bro Jermel. I think he's also gonna come out with the KO victory. I thought he was gonna get the KO victory the first time around, but he was definitely slowing down too often, as you stated. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And if we've noticed anything about Jermel's history, is that he does learn from his first time around the fights. At least we saw that during the Harrison fight, so I expect to see that
absolutely,
Yeah.
here
Yes.
with the
Big
absolutely.
facts.
Castano fight.
Yes.
And
It,
from what I've seen of Castano is a one speed, go forward and terminate type of dude. He's
Yep.
gonna have to make adjustments, which I haven't seen him do previously in his career. Not saying that he's incapable of doing so, but I've seen Jermel, Big Bro Charlo, make these adjustments. So I'm more confident him making these adjustments, and also I got him winning by knockout.
Yeah. And throughout the fight, one thing I noticed, I think there was a lot of anxiety that was in play because Charlo's facial expressions wasn't showing. It wasn't the Charlo that we was used to. It
Yeah. It
wasn't the
looked like he
aggressor
wasn't
that we
there.
was used to. Right, that's what I'm saying. So this is from round one. He just showed the same expression, and I think the moment was too big. I think now he's ready for it. Stay off the ropes. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
And I think he's going to get him. Because Castano, he's got the high motor. He's very fast. You know what I mean? So when he bring those combinations, he's very fast. But as long as he keep it in the center of the ring and off the ropes, and capitalize when he hurt him this time, go for the kill, he's going to get him out of there.
Yeah, he
Would
needs
you?
to stay wise with the jab. When he was jabbing frequently early on in the rounds, like he could box off the back foot. That's fine. Just make sure if you're gonna box off the back foot, don't get stuck in the ropes. Make sure you're pivoting and turning a lot. You're using your jab a lot, and you use the power to keep the man off if that's the case. And when you do buzz him with those powerful hooks you like to throw, Go in there and finish him. Don't look at him all beat up and just decide to stop hitting him like he did in this previous fight. You know?
Right, because I think he was
Yeah.
like, he was waiting on him. Like, bro, once you hurt somebody, you gotta go for the kill. Don't just like, okay, I'm gonna just wait, then hurt him again. Because that's how a lot of boxers get knocked out when they do that shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Castano might pull it out. I don't know. I have this feeling in my gut, but you know.
In what fashion?
Hold on, I'm not like about to die.
You say you think Castano might pull it out, Nayka?
Yeah, I do. I don't know why. I just feel like both Charles brothers, they get too emotional and they get
Hell
into their heads
emotional.
too much. And I feel like he's gonna try to go for the gusto and gas himself out, Charlo, and Castaño's just gonna go to work.
Well, think about this, Nayka. One thing about the staples of both the Charlos is their energy. They both were used to having energy and having stamina going all the way through, right? So one thing I noticed with both their last fights, their energy and their stamina was off. And so I think this is something that could be corrected because these guys are just used to being in phenomenal shape. Like I said, I think
Yeah,
he
but
was
in
mentally
between these
drained.
fights, they've looked blown up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going out drinking more and stuff like that, but they don't look like so much as in shape as they have been in between fights. And it's been like noted in the media that they've been drinking out in public and have a lot of problems going on as far as like getting into it with waiters because they were drunk and
Yeah.
thought that somebody stole their
Oh, yeah, the
car. So
bar
they're obviously
situation.
out
Yep.
there. Yeah, they're obviously drinking, and you could see it in their face. Their faces like blown up. Like they're not as in shape in between fights as they have been in the past. So I don't know. And I know
Well,
they're
if
still
Charlo
standing.
Yeah, I
don't
got
bring
big
his
bro
A
Charlo.
game, then he's gonna lose.
Yeah, he's gonna
So,
get. Yeah.
but I do believe that he's going to step it up. I know, again, this is for undisputed. I think all of that, all the media, all of that just mentally, emotionally, physically drained him even before the bell rang. I think he's ready for it this time. I know you're saying he's probably been partying. I haven't seen that stuff, but if they have been, I think he's dialed in now because I've been seeing some training videos now. And so he's working on some things and he's in there and he's focused. So if I'm going skill for skill, like I said, I just think, remember, out of all the champions, he's knocked out all the champions at 154. So when he got the belts, he knocked out all of those champions. So I just think Castaño is the last notch on that, and then he can bring that undisputed home.
All right.
Oh yeah.
We'll
Yep.
see.
Yeah, I agree. We're gonna see what happens though.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
But
We'll
yo,
see what
it's
You
been
happens.
never
fun
know.
chopping it up with y'all. I'ma
Yeah,
head
I'm gonna
out.
wrap this up now too. Thanks you guys coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this
This
shit was
Absolutely.
fun.
is
Yeah, this shit was fun.
Nayka's celebration month. This is my birthday month, so
And
yeah,
mine's too.
yeah, yes, too, Brandon. Yes, yes, yes. We are April babies. Yes. So thanks for everybody in
Well,
the chat for tuning in as well.
I'm glad they
Everybody, I don't
finally
know
caught
if all of y'all
a
have
red cup.
I don't know if all of y'all have YouTube pages. I know Knocked Out by Kenny does, so go ahead and follow him if you're not.
Thank you.
Checkmate. Is your YouTube page active? Checkmate.
Nah, not yet.
No.
Not
Brandon,
yet.
you got one or no?
No.
No. All right. So everybody follow Knocked Out by Kenny. And I think I'll probably try to go live a couple of times this week because it's my birthday.
Hey, can't wait.
Yeah. So
Alright.
yeah. All right. So have a good day, everybody. Enjoy the
All
rest of
right.
your Sunday.
All right,
Enjoy
y'all
your
stay
birthday
blessed
week.
now.
All right, fellas. Bye bye.
Later. Take care, y'all. Good convo.
All right.